Tony Reno on the left, Al Bagnoli on the right. Two longtime coaches in the Ivy League ready to take their turn. We will talk about it as it goes along. It has been a season. What could go wrong has gone wrong for Columbia, and you'll get an idea right from the very start.
He has been productive in the game and a half that he has played.
Didn't throw a pass until this season, and he can use his feet, and this is what Columbia needs from him. They need him to pick up some positive.
In 18.
It is a little bit better, but it's still not very good. Let's see what they do on 3rd and 13. Bell, under pressure, has to throw it away. Instead of taking the sack, Bell
in that ground game.
The number one rusher for Yale, though, is Nolan Grooms, who's looking to throw in man coverage and almost hauled in. Joey Brunell. Grooms scrambling, trouble, throws it away. Good pressure.
The offensive line is just one of the strengths of this team. He's got to have to figure that out and figure it out quick.
Breakdown there, really good punt for Yale from Chuck Bosman, and a really good return here for Columbia. They have picked up some yards in the return game.
And it turned out to be that injury that they repaired. Good news is he'll be back next year.
So here is his replacements. Bell. Complete. Out into Yale territory. Another good. Again, you can look at so many numbers, Jack. 3rd down conversions. Their rush defense. How they've been able to pick up so many yards. And the wins haven't been there, but there's a 3rd down conversion. 51%.
Game, except for those 4 special teams errors that you don't really expect them, all of them in a season, much less in one game.
Wills Meyer,
number 1 draft choice in the NFL, the Baltimore Colts. And that has been continuing through the year, and it brings with it good quality receivers.
Georgie with a good run on 1st down of 7 yards for Columbia. Georgie. He's a good hard runner. Makes some good moves. Things going, 16 carries, 103 yards. 1st down and goal. Ryan Young back out there. A little hesitation. But Young spinning inside the 5. Good hard run again, and Yale's having trouble. Got an excellent place kicker who would love to get back on the field after missing uncharacteristically a short one last week. Well, what's the decision? Kyle Ellis for Yale as a team, as Ellis, a senior out of Georgia, gets it. So they do bring on Alex Felkins to attempt the 27-yard.
Nobody could get 34 to the ground. And he figured, all right, if our guys can't do it, we got to get him into these games.
Grooms has a man, puts it in line, trying to go the distance, and getting there for the touchdown is Ryan Lindley. He was tiptoeing on the near sideline. We'll see if he stayed in. What a throw by Grooms.
Open. Take a look at the replay. All right, Nolan Grooms. Throw by Nolan Grooms, great catch, and wonderful effort after the catch.
Point after from Bell. Throws complete, tiptoeing on the sideline. Brought in by
and very fast and agile linebackers here to fill the gaps.
Sean McGowan, the defensive coordinator for Yale, and another 3rd down conversion for Columbia on that field goal. And well, part of the reason Yale has had to move bodies around is one of their very best players is out, as Columbia gets enough for another 1st down. They
balls caught coming into this game. They want to get the ball in his hands as often as, in many ways, as they can.
Well, you can see Columbia's 4 for 6 on 3rd down. They're going to be 4 for
in these situations.
Grooms looks for a big play again, and it is incomplete.
Can we talk about this, Mr. Official? I got back.
Wide open, and a 1st down again for Columbia. Well, you have talked about it,
offering him, and then right there he has his receiver find an open spot,
taking off down the sideline. A flag is down on the play. A 2nd flag. Alvin Gully will stay on the field. Another conversion on 3rd down.
So far, reading defenses and delivering to the right guy.
Georgie on his feet. Georgie in the end zone for a Columbia touchdown. Would respond after a heartbreaking, emotional loss on homecoming here on this field last week. Columbia is in front here in the 2nd quarter. Georgie, play clock to 1. Grooms can run, will run, and gets just to the marker. That's going to be enough for a first
especially
down.
on that deep ball. Well, here's his running talent. What you can see, just a straight drop back. There's nothing there to get it into at least a 1 yard gain.
3rd down and 9. Grooms again looks for the big play on 3rd down, and this one is incomplete again. Pantelis, the intended
When his
receiver,
hands go up, look at his hands in between the two receivers' hands. That's what you're taught to do. You kept his ability to come down with that ball. It's exactly what he did. Great coverage by Brian Bell and Bishop.
Bosman on for a 42-yard field.
Again, we'll talk a little bit about more after this play.
3rd down and long for Columbia. They find the tight end. He's got to get to the 35, and he does it. It's going to be another 3rd down. To the Marist game to start the season was 8 of 12 passing. That was his first college pass as senior. He's looking for a long ball here. He's got a man who's got a step, and he connects, and it's going to go the distance for a Columbia touchdown. Last year did not catch a pass in 2 games. Did not play at all in 2019. Now he's got a touchdown. Falcons to kick the point after the 2-pointer was no good earlier. And this one,
Yale an opportunity to develop that rhythm of their offense.
after the 4-yard completion to Lindley, they look for a big play again. Can they find another big play? They can. This is a game full of big plays. Nenad hauls it.
So you haven't had the deep coverage help that you might otherwise get.
Grooms has a man wide open and hauled on. The return of Chase Nenad has been spectacular for Yale so far. Touchdown for the
Coverage, essentially, I'm sure the coaches are going to say to safety, you just have to stay with that slot man.
pressure, and Bell felt it, but stayed in that pocket and threw a Kaplurgi had a 13-yard touchdown run also here in the 2nd quarter. And they'll move the chains again.
You know, it's interesting. We talked at the top of the show about.
Well, Yale's got bodies up on the line right now. Looks like they want to bring pressure on Bell on 3rd down and 10, and they get to Bell. Go Texas, 1st team All-Ivy, 3rd team All-American a year ago, 11.5 sacks. He's got 4 this season. Disrupts things so often. And Yale, here is Donovan, and it's blocked again. Yale gets to the punter again, blocked and caught. Back-to-back blocks, this one by Belt. That came out better. Here's Grooms and scrambling and finding a man, touchdown.
Runs through Nolan Grooms. Watch this. Takes the snap, starts to roll to his right, looking for it there. Pressures hard. He's able to just do with the scramble, but he has the ability to see him and deliver that ball.
Jackson Hawes with his 2nd touchdown.
Just get your hands up in the air, and it makes a great play there. Week that they would have rectified that, but some of that might just be structural in what their scheme is for those punts.
Grooms takes it out of the belly of Pitzenberger and will run it for a gain of 5 on 1st down. Down and 3. Grooms to throw. Grooms to run. Grooms to the 1st down marker for Yale. Pitzenberger had 2 carries for 0 net yards in the 1st half, but Yale has come out of the locker room determined. Penn last week, 8 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown for the 1st year. Grooms to scramble and falls out across the 38-yard
into a positive.
Yale's leading rusher on the season will give the pitch to Pitzenberger. Good job by Columbia to get the stop at the 40. Third and long opportunities, 6 and 11 on 3rd down overall. Pressure, Nickerson from behind, thrown underneath, and Yale is going to come up with a stop on defense. Short of, they've kept Nolan Grooms pretty clean here tonight. He has a way of finding some open space. That one just gets away from him, I think.
Then go down and score, but I'm surprised that it's happening now when they did develop some momentum early.
Throwing out of the end zone, and Yale all over it one more time. Pass is 4:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. Grooms scrambling again. Pressure comes from the secondary, and he will just throw it out of bounds.
CLA, I believe, is that weekend.
Yes,
I think
sounds
Ohio
right.
State, Michigan is the next weekend.
Good contact on the corner. You've said the name of Juan Penn is 3-0. Harvard will be at Dartmouth. Harvard 2-1, still in the race, as is Yale. They need a little help. Grooms throws complete. Great effort spinning forward. That'll be enough for a first down. Mason Ship. Look at the big pressure here on Grooms on 3rd down and 10. Grooms again looks long. Again, it's in the direction of Nenad, and it's hauled in. No, make it 6 from the 10. Grooms sets it up on the outside. Lindley makes a move to the inside and finds the end zone for a...
Next man up. How often do we hear that in the football game at every level? And no interceptions, which is the big deal that Coach Tony Reno talked about.
Well, it's pretty obvious. Columbia was clicking on 3rd down. They have not been clicking on 3rd down, and nothing's happening here. Caden Bell tried to pick it up.
Wide receivers for touchdown for number 12.
He'll hand it off to Trey Peterson, and Peterson keeps moving the pile and moves it out towards first down yardage.
Of this game, the Yale defense has just shut them down.
Columbia led 16-10, but you can tell by the scoreboard it's been all Yale since then. And another good hard run by Peterson. That's going to go for 11 more. I think just Al Bagnoli's facial expressions and reactions is enough. I like your analysis, and I don't want you ever to stop, but
Can't overstate the athletic ability he brings to this position.
pressure from Columbia. They look for the end zone again. It's going to be inside the 5, and it's hauled in by Pantelis on 4th down and 3rd and short, and you name it.
And it's the same play. It's you got your wide guy streaking down the field, is getting your wide receivers over the top of the defender, and Yale has been very successful doing that so far.
Give up the middle. They've had an 83-yard play of 50. It's a 1-yarder. Pitzenberger touchdown.
Finding just enough room for Pitzenberger to get his head down and to drive into the end zone. Let's take a look. Great job collapsing the defensive line. Jackson Hawes just playing an outstanding game. His touchdown earlier and just collapsed.
All 4 quarters, and you need all 3 phases working in the right direction. Peterson, again, that's going to be very close to the first down. Grooms will run it. And Grooms will take the contact. This is where you hold your breath a little bit. Coming up with some rivalries and what's going to happen Tuesday as well. Low snap to Grooms, who throws it to the end zone, and a fight for the football, and it falls incomplete.
They're not giving up. They're still hitting. They're still playing defense.
That's a good follow-through right there by Mike. Yale brings on the field goal unit, and they put it through 32 yards.
To beat Dartmouth, and they did, and we shared the title 3 ways, actually, with Princeton, Dartmouth, and Yale.
Columbia gets a rare first down. Before that play, they had picked up a total of 20.
Continuing the momentum that they had built up in that first quarter, and yet somehow it was this collection of errors that caused the collapse. With the, it's David Sawyer with that. David Sawyer just got away with a hole.
Big play here for Columbia, deep into Yale territory, down to the 23-yard line.
And Columbia has continued to compete here, especially offensively.
Almost intercepted. Looking on the outside, it would have been a tough.
A lot of interest in NFL teams. He has an injury that's keeping him out. He's a great kid. I actually taught him in the seminar I teach at Yale last spring. Great football player, even better kid.
Yale's going to improve to 5-2 on the season, 3-1 in the Ivy. As Bell runs it out of bounds.
Interest
For Columbia, of course, they'll go for it. Bell, pressure from behind. Gets away from it. Throws, has a man in the end zone. Incomplete. To 16. That will do it from New York. Coming up next, College Football 150, the greatest. For Jack Ford and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Eric Free.